Happy New Year, guys. Oh my goodness, this is 2023. We are here. Thank God. I wish you and your loved ones all the very best for a prosperous, a healthy, a happy, a successful 2023, and may all God's blessings be upon you and your house. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. Welcome back to Sheri Approved. I hope everyone is doing well and that you guys have been having a fabulous holiday season. Today is going to be part 2 of my Sephora haul, which has been the biggest Sephora haul I've ever done, and I did get my missing box. So today I'm going to share with you guys what I got in that box. Now I have to give you guys the story. So this is going to be story time before we get into the actual haul, because this order was the very first order that I placed during the VIB sale. So I placed this order on October 28th. Now, if you are living outside of the US and you are buying from Sephora, like I am in Trinidad, for example, Sephora actually has updated their policy like 2 years ago, where once they are actually shipping your package to a freight forwarder, they remove themselves from all liability. So from the time the package leaves them, whether it's missing, it's lost, you get things damaged, you cannot make a claim. So they are telling you that if you want to purchase and ship to your freight forwarder, you are doing it at your own risk. So I am aware of that, and that's the risk that I take every time I order from Sephora. However, with this particular order, when I realized my other orders were arriving and this one didn't arrive, I was like, what's actually going on? And when I actually investigated, the order was delivered somewhere since the 3rd of November. And I was like, where is my package? So I contacted Sephora to tell them, listen, the package says delivered, but I actually haven't got my package. I had verified with my freight forwarder and they didn't have it. And when I actually checked the history of the UPS transaction in terms of how it was moving through the system, I actually saw that there was a part where it said that the address was changed or updated or something like that. So I contacted Sephora. At first, they were going to replace the items for me. They were asking me if I wanted a refund or a replacement, checking and realizing that some of the items I actually had ordered was out of stock, and I was getting upset about that. And then once I confirmed, okay, let's just go ahead, what's still available, and so on, they then replied and told me, listen, we cannot do anything about this. The address that you shipped your package to was a freight forwarding address, and therefore we have no liability. So I was telling them, yeah, but it says delivered, but it hasn't been delivered to my address. So can you help me find out about this? So I decided that this sounded like it was going to be a dead end. I contacted UPS, and when I contacted UPS confirmed to me the address that they actually delivered was not the address that I put on my package. So I'm back to Sephora and I'm like, okay, so this is what is going on. It actually was not delivered to the address that I asked you guys to deliver it to. Again, that was a dead end. They just kept repeating the same thing. So I started talking to UPS and I'm like, okay, can you guys retrieve my package? Then UPS proceeds to tell me that they will need to open an investigation because they're not sure if they'll actually be able to retrieve the package. A couple of weeks have passed, and I understand that because I also do run a business. I understand that there are procedures and so on. UPS was so friendly. They apologized for misdelivering my package. They told me where I needed to submit my claim and open the investigation and all of that. And I tried multiple times, both via the link that they gave me and by phone, and the link just wouldn't work. When I called by phone, I kept getting a robot. I wasn't going further than being able to put in my package, and then they're not finding my package tracking number on the system. It was so frustrating. So eventually, I decided that I will search the address that UPS told me that the package was at. I did that, and lo and behold, the package was actually delivered to another freight forwarding company. Thank God that company actually has a service to Trinidad. So check me, I contact UPS again. I'm like, hey, listen, I found my package. It is at the address that you said you delivered it to. They confirmed that they have my package. They said that you could come collect it. Can you go collect it and deliver to my current address? UPS says that they actually have to go through this whole investigation that I just kind of solved for them, and they need to do this process, and that it could take a couple of weeks. And I was like, I cannot deal with this. So I spoke with that company. I said, listen, I haven't shipped with your company before. I would like to get my package. Is it possible for you to ship my package for me to Trinidad? They were so friendly. They took good care of my package. They shipped it to me, and I actually got it delivered on Christmas Eve. So I have my package. Everything arrived perfectly. So all's well that ends well. I'm just glad that I have my package. I was able to unpack everything. I actually shared out some of the things that I ordered for other people already. So I'm going to show you guys what I got for myself. So the majority of items in this particular order was from Sephora collection because I needed to restock on a couple of things and I wanted to pick up some new things. Sephora collection was 30% off during the sale for everyone. And there are some things from Sephora collection that I really do like, and they are staples for me. But I also picked up a couple other things. So let me show you the other things first before we go through all the different items from Sephora collection. So the first item is this, and this is the Huda Beauty Baby Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and I got the shade Banana Bread. I keep seeing a lot of people using this for a while now, and I actually never tried it, but especially Glam by Kristen on Instagram. She's also a Trini makeup artist. She does some lovely skin work, and I saw that she was using this powder, so I asked her what shade that she uses, and she said that she uses Banana Bread, and this is to set under the eyes. And guys, look how cute this powder is. Oh my goodness, I love the packaging. So it has this thing where you pull up the cover and then it tells you which side to spin for the powder to be open. So I haven't tried this yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I decided that I wouldn't pick up the full size because I have quite a few powders, and then given the option to get the small size, I said okay, I'll get it. And this packaging is so cute. If I do love this, I can pick it up later on, but this will also be great to travel with, and this is a lot of powder inside here. Next, I have two primers that I was hugely influenced into getting because of other YouTubers and content creators. And one is actually by Milk Makeup. You all know the original Milk Makeup primer, the green one that people rave about. That thing was a complete mess on me. I purchased the full size of that a couple of years ago. I actually had done like a wear test while I was at work a day, and I was posting updates on my Instagram, and my God, my makeup never looked worse. That just was not for me. So I was a little bit wary. However, Rose and Ben, who is one of my absolute favorite content creators when it comes to makeup and makeup tips, and she does not always use things like primers and setting sprays. For her, it's all about technique. But she actually talked about this primer, and if Rose and Ben is talking about a primer, then it has to be good. And this is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer, and she talked about how good this was, especially in the T-zone area. And you guys know that I'm oily everywhere. So I decided, okay, I'm going to try it, but I decided, of course, I'm not going to pick up the full size to, be completely disappointed. So I picked up the small one, and this one actually has 20 ml, so it's still a good bit. And I will get use of this. I am using this today under my makeup, and I think my T-zone looks flawless. I actually have my makeup on today since 5:30 a.m. and at the time of filming, this is 11 o'clock in the morning now because I went to church and I'm back, and this is my face. All I did is I touched up my concealer right here because I was wearing my glasses, and it will tend to kind of disrupt the concealer there a little bit. But in terms of my T-zone where I actually apply this primer, I'm shook. I'm shook, and I have high hopes for this. The next primer is the one that was going viral, especially last 2 months of 2022, and that's the Glowish by Huda Beauty Burr Jam. And this is what the packaging looks like. This is what the product looks like. I haven't used this one yet, but it just really intrigued me because people of all different skin types were saying that this works really well on them. Everybody was really intrigued by the texture, and I could definitely see why, because it really literally looks like some type of jam or something very interesting texture. I only just touched this on my skin. I haven't used this yet, and really and truly you really just have to try it to kind of get the experience to understand what they're explaining. It feels hydrating when it gets onto the skin, but then the skin feels really smooth. But I am not sure how well this is going to work on my skin. So we will see. I will have to try this. I spent like 30 something US for this, of course, before the discount and the sale. And I'm hoping it works out for me because there wasn't a smaller size. So this is the full size. Really do like the packaging. The look of it is really nice. And that red color actually doesn't translate onto the skin. It just completely disappears and goes into the skin. If you have tried this, I'd love to hear any comments down below how it has been working for you and what is your skin type and perhaps what foundations it work with. But I will be experimenting with this one. I have 2 more Non-Sephora collection items to show you. And one is a concealer that I have been wanting for the longest while, and that's the Dior Backstage Flash Perfector Concealer. This is what it looks like. I got mine in the shade, what shade did I get? 4N, because I think I had asked somebody who is kind of similar to me on YouTube which shade in this concealer she uses, and she told me 4N, so I'm excited to use this. I don't know why I didn't pull it out to use it this morning when I was getting ready, because I actually do have on the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation right now, and that is one of my holy grail of foundations, one of the foundations I highly recommend if you want to pick up something from Sephora that works on almost everybody. It really stands up in our humidity, but we're not talking about the foundation, we're talking about the concealer. So I'm actually excited to try this concealer with that foundation, see how it all goes together, and I have high hopes for this because I know that I absolutely love the foundation. Now, when I had realized that that Sephora package was lost, the thing that I was most upset about was this. I really didn't want to miss out on this. This is the Hourglass Lighten Edit Unlocked, the Tiger version of the Ambient Lighten palette that Hourglass released this year. And I usually love to pick up the Ambient palette that is released in the holiday collections because Ambient powders are beautiful. They are some of the best finishing powders that you could use on your face, but they have options of bronzer, finishing powder, highlight, setting powder, setting under your eyes. And Hourglass does a really great formula. However, these are pricey, and I find that you really get good value for money in the palettes that they release. So I definitely wanted to pick it up. But more than that, I love the limited edition packaging on this year's collection. And when I contacted Sephora, and initially they were talking about replacing my items, and they mentioned, well, you know, the Hourglass palette is no longer in stock. Listen, I held my head because I was like, oh no, please don't tell me I'm not gonna get this. So legit, when this package came and was delivered, this was the first thing I opened because I was so excited to get it that I just wanted to make sure that it arrived fine. Oh my goodness, guys, just look at the colors in this Tiger palette. Gorgeous. And what I love about this is that I can use this both on my face and my eyes. This is a great palette for traveling. The one that I have from the last collection, I have barely made a dent in that, and I use that so much. I use the blushes, I use the bronzer, I use the 2 setting powders, I use the highlight. Everything in that palette works for me, and I really love the melanin inspired tones in this one. So looking forward to using this. So great, now we can finally go to Sephora collection products. So let me show you guys the things that I picked up that are repurchases for me, right? So of course you guys know that I have raved a lot about the Sephora Microsmooth. What's the name of this? Multitasking baked face powder. My shade, my all over face shade, is 35. So I picked up again 2 backups. I was on my last one. I use this powder all the time. This is the powder that I actually use to set my foundation. Today, love this powder, and I actually use the shade 70 Mocha, I believe, to contour. Sometimes it is like the perfect shade for me, but that shade sells out really fast. So if you ever see it come back in stock, like, grab it one time. I'm so glad that it's not like an all over face powder for me, that I'm just using a little bit just to contour sometimes, because I use that so often. I love the shade. The quality of these powders are amazing. The regular price is 20 US, and during the sale was like 30% off. Another powder that I picked up a backup in, and I don't even know why. It's not like if I'm even halfway through the other one. But it was 30% off. The price is already really good, and the quality as well is excellent. And this is the Sephora Translucent Setting Powder. So I like using this actually to set under eye concealer, and I will sometimes actually also use this to set foundation. It works fine on me. If you are deeper, you might just need to use this to set concealer as well. I wish this is a powder that they will actually come out with multiple shades, because the quality of this is really good. It looks high-end, it performs high-end. Another great product from Sephora collection. And during last year, I actually purchased the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation and the concealer. Of course, the concealer was released way after the foundation, and I purchased the concealer coming down to the latter months of the year, I think like around September or so. And the shade I had purchased was shade 29Y. In the foundation, I believe I used 33Y, and I wanted a concealer that was going to be just a little bit lighter, of course, just to highlight under my eyes. Not anything like crazy, because I'm not so much into that extremely bright highlight. I just want to give my complexion a little bit of dimension, so I purchased the 29Y. Then I saw some people who actually wears the 33Y in the foundation using this shade, and this is the 33N. So I picked up the 33N, so I will also try this. But I do have the other one. It is a good concealer. This thing is full coverage. You need just a tiny bit of this. I have a feeling this might also work well as an all-over complexion product, because sometimes when concealers are literally my skin tone, I will do that very quickly, and they blend out, give you some coverage, and they look very skin light because you're just using like a little bit of product. This is a really good concealer that you can pick up at Sephora, and you can't beat the price. I picked up these next 2 products from Sephora collection because it was viral and trending everywhere, and I struggled so much with this. I put them in cart, I took them out as well, because I just couldn't figure out what shade to get. So these are from the Sephora collection, and this is their colorful matte blushes. And yeah, as you can see, they look very light and very pale. And the problem was, on Sephora's site, the swatches and the colors of these are terrible. So from what I'm seeing, it seems as though things that look lighter, sometimes they're actually darker. And then these I thought would actually work on me, but they look really light. But I don't know, maybe when I build them up, they might work. So I bought this one, which is Love Child, and it is like a light corally type of peach color, and I got Shame on You, which is a light pink. So this one is Love Child and this one is Shame on You. I actually did swatch them. They are showing up on my skin, but I think I might have to do some building and I'm not sure if it's going to look ashy. However, the colors of these are really, really beautiful. So just in case I can't use it as blush on my skin tone, these will make the perfect transition shade, like just between your brow highlight and the last shade of your eyeshadow. I sometimes like to go over that specific area with colors like these. So the shades of these will actually work really, really fine for that, but I'm still hoping I can make it work as blush. Also from Sephora collection, and again, because of content creators, I picked up 2 brushes. Now, these are from their Pro collection, and Sephora Pro brushes are excellent. I have a couple that I have purchased years ago and they're still going great, but these 2 in particular were interesting to me. And one is the Pro Concealer 71 and the other one is the Pro Foundation 47. And both of them has a very similar shape. As you can see, they are narrower, but then they have this graded brush tip, which is very, very, very interesting to me. And I'm curious about this because the concealer brush, like, literally because of this slanted tip, and I'm seeing people bring out these kind of brushes, it's going to be way easier to pat that concealer in. And this is the foundation brush, and I really, really love this. Now, this particular one looks interesting because I might use this for like cream blush or cream contour because I want to experiment a lot more with those in this coming year. These brushes have me really, really excited. We were talking about the things that I repurchased from Sephora collection, and I completely forgot to mention this, and this is the Sephora facial razor. So I do shave the hair off of my face, and I use a couple razors to do that. And the Sephora one is actually really, really good, and you do get the blade, and then you get 3 refills. So I do have this, and I still have a refill from this kit, but again, because of the discount, I decided to pick up another one. This is really sharp. If you don't know what you're doing, you will cut yourself, but it is amazing. And I'm sitting here and I realized that I also purchased another primer. A primer from Sephora collection, and this is their Smooth and Blur primer. It says diffuses the look of imperfections, and this has ginkgo extract and stabilized vitamin E. So we will see. This one, I think I picked it up because it talked about like blurring the appearance of pores and fine lines, and sometimes I actually use primers just in those areas, things like eyeshadow primer in your smile lines and so on, to kind of minimize the creasing in those areas. I have a line on my forehead here that I tend to put primer just in that area for that same reason. So I think that's what I had in mind when I picked up this. Next, we have 3 eyeliners. I actually wanted to pick up a lip liner, one that was also going viral from Sephora collection, but by the time I was ready to check out, the particular shade was sold out. However, I did get the eyeliners that I wanted, and these are their ultimate gel liners. These are waterproof, and the shades that I picked up 2 different shades of brown. I picked up the brown matte 09, I picked up espresso matte, which is 07, and then I picked up a blue. Like, I'm a sucker for a blue liner in the waterline, and this one is shade 17 cobalt matte, and I think I tried these before. I think this is a repurchase, but I can't remember because Sephora has quite a few different liners and a few different mascaras and all this kind of thing. Sometimes the packaging looks very, very similar, so I'm trying to remember if I tried these before, but because they're waterproof and you all know my eyes water, I always go for waterproof when it comes to mascara, liners, that kind of thing. These have excellent reviews, so we see how that goes. The last thing that I picked up from Sephora collection was the makeup setting spray, and this is what it looks like. Now, I feel like Sephora has another setting spray in a different packaging, I don't know, but just in case they don't, I haven't tried this before, and I think I tried to purchase this before, but this one is 16-hour wear transfer proof, sweat and humidity resistant. So we will be trying that in Trinidad and Tobago weather, and I will let you all know. This also includes ginseng extract. But really and truly, because it's a transfer-proof, sweat and humidity resistant, that's why I actually picked this up. Again, it was a really, really good price, so I'm looking forward to trying this one as well. That's it in terms of my Sephora haul from the Spring Savings event at the end of 2022. Let me know what you guys want reviews on. If you've tried anything, what do you think about it? I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below. And I absolutely look forward to continuing sharing content with you guys in this new year. If you have ideas of things that you would love to see me do for YouTube or on any of my platforms, please feel free to share it with me. I look forward to engaging with you guys. You're my community and family. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your support. I just want to say thank you again. And I look forward to an amazing year with all of you. Take care, guys. Bye.